So friends, today Kasoma Farouk of Uganda is navigating in the middle of the sea, where we are going to see some of the tactical scenario items. I'm reading it, yeah? In a rapidly urbanizing African nation, growing discontent brews quietly beneath the surface of everyday life. The country is rich in natural resources and boasts a large educated youth population. Yet the benefits of growth remain unevenly distributed. Political and economic power is tightly held by a small elite comprising long-serving politicians, senior military officers, and a handful of wealthy business people. These individuals enjoy contracts, and of course by this time they are detached from the challenges confronting the broader population. In plain difference, the majority of the citizens face rising inequality, decaying public services, and unemployment, especially among the recent graduates. Corruption is too high. One evening, a group of concerned youth convenes in the city under the discussion theme, History Repeats. After looking at the social, political, and economic injustices that traveled Europe before 1789, their attention turns inward. A student raises a question to the group: could the condition we face today similar make our society towards a revolution? As the discussion deepens and all members agree that it can, the group stands to you, a well-informed senior Sixth World Affairs students, to help them understand better. So we are going to go deep. So we are saying revolutions are deep and often violent transformations of social, political, or economic systems. They arise when existing structures fail to address the discontent. History is full with examples. For example, before the French Revolution of 1789. So when people face injustice, poverty, and bad leadership, as it was in Europe before 1789, and peaceful methods fail to bring about reforms, they may choose to revolt. They may choose to do what? To revolt. History shows that revolutions don't just happen suddenly. They build slowly through years of suffering, silence, and anger. Many of the existing conditions in Africa are similar to what existed in Europe pre-1789 and can cause a revolution as discussed below. I want you to be attentive. Number one, the existing inequality. The existing what? Inequality can bring resentment. When some group of people are so much raised high, and others are suffering, the suffering group can make people to rise up and stage what? A revolution. So as is similar to what happened in Europe, in Africa, it can rise up as it was in Europe. Another one, corruption by leaders, where government officials sometimes steal from public. We believe by this time, corruption by leaders. When leaders are corrupt, they misuse government money. It is this that can make the majority people to rise up and stage what? A revolution. Then we are saying high taxes. when many people are paying so many taxes, and the taxes are not seen in their lives, it can make a people to rise up and stage a what? A revolution. As it happened in Europe, it can happen in Africa. Another one, we are saying today, not saying government, where in some countries, where elections are not fair, citizens' voices are not heard. Those citizens whose voices are not heard, people may rise up and stage a what? A revolution. So we are saying today, in a situation where there is no say in a government, people can engineer a revolution, as it happened before 1789. Unfair laws, where the laws are favoring one group and they are not favoring another. As it happened in Europe before 1789, it is this that can make a people to rise up and stage a what? A revolution. Because the laws are not fair. They are favoring one group against the other. Food shortages, whereby in Africa today, food insecurity remains a serious problem. So as it happened in France, that the price of bread was very high and people had nothing to eat, the same thing in Africa can make a people to rise up and stage a what? A revolution. So food shortages can make a people to rise up and stage a revolution, because they are demanding for food. They are demanding for what? For food. Then bad economy, whereby today in Africa, a weak economy can cause high unemployment, especially among the youth. The weak economy can make the population, especially the youth, to rise up and stage a revolution, because the youth are unemployed and these are educated youth. So this can make them to rise up and stage a revolution, as it happened in France before 1789. Then expensive wars, whereby some African countries put a lot of money in wars to promote their influence. And by this time, people are suffering at home, as it happened in France, that Louis XVI took French soldiers to fight in the American War of what? Independence, when the masses had nothing to eat. So it is this that even in Africa, that can make a people to rise up and stage a what? A revolution. Debt crisis, where many African countries today debt crisis, where many African countries today accumulate so many debts, what? Debts. They get so many debts. Moreover, the economy is very weak. As they get so many debts, moreover, the economy is very weak. It is this that can make the majority citizens who are not benefiting from the debts to rise up and stage a revolution. As it happened in France, you remember Louis XVI borrowed a lot of money from the rich people. From the rich what? The rich people. And by this time the government failed to pay back. As the government failed to pay back, people rose up and staged a revolution. So the debt crisis in Africa can make a people to rise up and stage a what? A revolution. Then unfair social classes. Unfair social classes. Where in a situation where some people are raised high and others at a very low level, those that are very low level can rise up and stage a what? A revolution. As it happened in France, where people are divided into classes. So the unfair social classes can make a people to rise up and stage a what? A revolution. Then the greedy elites, whereby in some African countries, politicians and top business people benefit from state contracts and the poor people are suffering. Every contract is got by a small clique of people and others are suffering. Others are what? Suffering. It is this that can make a people to rise up and stage a what? A revolution.